What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, two-time welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Showtime Shawn Porter, discuss the highly anticipated showdown between undefeated two-division world champion, currently the WBA lightweight world champion, superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, and four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz this upcoming Saturday night in San Antonio, Texas at the Alamo Dome on Showtime pay-per-view. It will take place this Saturday night on Halloween night. With that said, obviously the main focus for everybody is to see if Gervonta Tank Davis, who struggled in the two biggest fights of his career to make weight, if he would be able to successfully go back down from 135 as he went up to 135 after campaigning at 130 majority of his career to challenge Yuriorkis Gamboa at 135. He defeated Yuriorkis Gamboa, becoming a WBA regular champion at 135. And now he's going to go back down and campaign back at 130. He missed weight, like I stated, against Yuriorkis Gamboa, and he moved up in weight. And a lot of people were surprised that he missed weight moving up in weight. Now, another big fight in his career, when he was the co-main event to Floyd Mayweather, who is his promoter of Mayweather Promotions, who he signed underneath. He fought as the co-main event on Floyd Mayweather's undercard when Floyd Mayweather fought against Conor McGregor. And Gervonta Tank Davis missed weight in that fight. And he lost his belts on the scale in that fight, which was a surprise to many, including Floyd Mayweather, who was disappointed in that fight. And Floyd Mayweather was, at the very least, to say that was against Francisco Fonseca, and he lost his IBF title on the scales, right? So he's a two-division, three-time world champion, right? And again, that was the biggest fight in his career, leading up into this fight with Yuriorkis Gamboa, and he missed weight in both of those fights. Now, all around the biggest fight in his career was the Jose Pedraza fight, where he put on an absolute masterclass performance. But as far as the biggest stage in his career, the biggest stage was when he fought Francisco Fonseca on Floyd Mayweather's undercard with Conor McGregor as the co-main event. Floyd Mayweather was highly disappointed. And then in his last fight against Yuriorkis Gamboa, where he headlined in Atlanta, Georgia, and he missed weight moving up from 130 to 135. And a lot of people point to his activities in between fights. That leads me to my point with Showtime Shawn Porter stating that the fact that he, in between fights, he balloons up in weight and he has to have these weight loss camps opposed to having, camps where he is focusing on honing his skills, honing his craft, and working on a game plan. He's, in fact, working on losing weight. In this fight with Leo Santa Cruz, you see he started, he had a 4-month training camp. He started out 2 months ahead of the fight in order to make weight, to make sure he assured that he make weight. He stated on Last Chance podcast with Brian Custer that he must make weight because his career, his life, and his future depended on this fight, him making weight, because he understands the magnitude of this fight and where this fight could take him in the future, as is his first headline and pay-per-view event. So with that said, he has been you see him in camp leading up into this fight with a Box Raw sauna suit on the entire camp, which is a concerning sign, right? Because, that is not good for the human body to wear a plastic suit every single day for months on end. It's just not good for your kidneys and your body. With that said, that is alarming, right? You wonder why he has to do so, for 4 months. How much weight did he have to actually lose? With that said, you start to think about, his actions in the ring. Is he going to be able to perform to the highest level that we expect him to perform in the ring? Is this going to zap some of his energy? I'm not one of that belief. I believe that he will put on a masterclass performance. With that said, Showtime Shawn Porter is very concerned as well. And Shawn Porter points to the fact that he believes that he says that first things first, quote, fighters don't like to be told what to do. He said that's first thing first. He says we train on our own, we work out on our own. It's a lonely sport, and we don't like to be told what to do. Although it comes from your trainer, and Shawn Porter's position in his situation, it comes from his trainer, manager, and ultimately his father. So we see that him and his father absolutely bump heads at times in training camp as well. As Shawn Porter pointed out, he says that we just don't like to be told what to do. And this is the clear indicator that Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like to be told what to do in between fights. So he said he need a better counseling system in between fights to help guide him and dictate what direction his career is going to go in, so that way he could capitalize on the skill set that he does have, not let that go to waste, and have training camps just focusing on losing weight opposed to focusing on your skill. Then Shawn Porter pointed to the fact that, Floyd Mayweather is the perfect example, right? Because Floyd Mayweather, his approach to the sport of boxing was bar none, right? He was focused, never drink, never smoke. His approach was completely professional, disciplined, and he stuck to the game plan, in which you never seen Floyd Mayweather lose belts on the scale. You never seen him come in out of shape. He was always prepared. He had a motto: stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? And so Shawn Porter said that, the difference is that when you're dealing with Floyd Mayweather, he had a goal in mind, to keep the O intact, in which in return he said his motivating factor was money ultimately. And so the more he kept the O intact, the more money he stood to gain. So that was his motivating factor. He says everybody's motivating factor is different. He says we don't know what Gervonta Tank Davis' motivating factor is. He says hopefully going into this fight, Gervonta Tank Davis' motivating factor is the fact that he has the opportunity to prove everybody wrong, prove all the doubters wrong, prove all the naysayers wrong, and show him that he can indeed make weight. And from here on out, he's going to be focused, disciplined, locked in, and just being able to stay focused on honing his craft and his game plan for his opposing opponent, right? His upcoming opponent. This is ongoing. Shawn Porter is somebody, oddly enough, who is very, very focused in his approach to the sport of boxing. Shawn Porter, has a discipline a la Floyd Mayweather. The difference here is, oddly enough, is that Shawn Porter on the scales had to miss weight a couple of times, in which Shawn Porter had to, cut his hair. But that was due to, I believe, it wasn't discipline, lack of being able to push away from the table. That was simply the fact that Shawn Porter has too much muscle mass, and you start to cut into your muscle mass and deplete your muscle mass when you do a lot of cardio. So I believe that was the determining factor on Shawn Porter missing weight on the scales. Shawn Porter also pointed to the fact that, he believes that, Gervonta Tank Davis may not be as motivated as a Floyd Mayweather or Shawn Porter, right? Shawn Porter says at some point in time, you have to take away things that are good. He says you have to be disciplined enough to subtract things out of your life that are good, as far as your meal preps and things that taste good. You got to be able to be disciplined enough to say, I'm not going to have this. My career and my outlook in my future is more important than, being able to satisfy my taste buds ultimately. So Shawn Porter, like I stated, did miss weight a couple of times on the scale, and Shawn Porter always is naturally in physical tip-top shape. He's never out of shape. But like I stated, Shawn Porter has a lot of muscle mass as well. And so Shawn Porter, doing too much cardio when you're Shawn Porter and overworking out may build the muscle mass that you may not realize. And Shawn Porter have to lose, like 0.4 pounds or 0.5 pounds or, things of that nature. It's nothing like 2 pounds or 3 pounds or nothing, outrageous like that. It's usually about 0.5 or 0.7, something like that, right? It's not even a pound. So he had to cut his hair at one point in time to make weight. He had to strip down naked to make weight. That's normal when you have a guy that's naturally muscular and built and has a lot of muscle mass. And when you're doing a lot of cardio, depletes it. So you start to want to replenish that by doing weightlifting exercises, weight gaining exercises. And, there's a fine line and balance in the two. He has one of the greatest strength and condition coach in Larry Wade, who always makes sure he's in tip-top shape. You see when Shawn Porter's in the ring, Shawn Porter is never short on output. Shawn Porter fights the same way from round 1 through round 12, and he looked like he could go another 3 rounds. He's a throwback fighter. Shawn Porter could fight 15-round fights if he so choose, right? This is you can't, nobody can say, well, who is Shawn Porter to talk? Well, because Shawn Porter's approach to the sport is like what he's trying to influence Gervonta Tank Davis' approach to the sport to be, to maximize on his skill set and his abilities. Everybody on the panel on Shawn Porter's podcast, you can check this out on his podcast, The Porter Way. You can check this out. And Shawn Porter states that they all state that they believe that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to win this fight and look good doing it. But, how is he going to do it, right? If he's physically in the best shape of his career, it'll be a dominating performance. If he's not, then it'll just be a victory. But that's up to his conditioning and his fitness. So that's yet to be seen. So you can check this out in the Porter Way. So Shawn Porter states that, he believes he needs a better support system in between fights to help guide him. And I agree with Shawn Porter. But drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Obviously, the weigh-in is tomorrow between Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Tank Davis. Let's see how this all plays out. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Find me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.